So, liebe Freunde von In Elvis Veritas, herzlich willkommen jetzt zu einem absolut Top-Interview-Partner. Ich freue mich sehr, dass er heute hier ist, dass er mein Gesprächspartner ist. Der Tourmanager von Elvis Presley in den 70er Jahren, Charles Stone. Er ist heute mein Gast hier zum Interview. Mr. Stone, first of all, welcome here in Germany. And I hope you had a good start here for the Elvis weekend.
Oh, I absolutely have. I'm honored to be here, and thank you very much.
We are very glad that we have you here. Before joining the Elvis Presley's touring team, what experiences shaped your approach to tour management in the 70s?
Well, before Elvis, I was out with Little Richard, Fats Domino, Led Zeppelin, Frank Sinatra, so I had experience with many other bands before Elvis.
Okay, it's interesting. Can you recall your first personal encounter with Elvis and what impression he left on you at that moment?
Oh, absolutely, I can. When I went to work with him, I was told, don't speak to Elvis. Now, my job was to meet him at the back door and take him to the dressing room, but don't speak to him. So after about 3 or 4 days of walking down the hall, Elvis is right beside me, turn left, turn right with all of his guys, Joe Esposito, etc. Finally, one day, and down this long hallway, he grabs my arm and stops me. He says, "Who are you?" And I'm thinking, well, do I talk or not? You know, I said, I'm Charles Stone. I work for Mr. Weintraub. I'm Elvis Presley. As if we don't know that, right? Shook my hand and we became friends.
Oh, it's very, very interesting. What was the atmosphere like behind the scenes during Elvis tours? Was it more stressful, more humorous, or perhaps surprisingly normal? What would you say?
Well, there's nothing normal about it. Elvis was... the women at an Elvis show turned into Godzilla and King Kong.
Okay.
I mean, once Elvis threw the first scarf, they became just, all they saw was Elvis. They didn't see the policeman or the security. It was, it's like nothing I've ever seen before, but these little ladies that you think are really nice and sweet, they become animals. They want Elvis and they want a scarf. They don't care who's in the way.
Okay, we can imagine this, and we see it in some of his movies, Elvis on Tour, for example. Could you describe a typical day for you as a tour manager during a major Elvis tour?
Well, my day started 6 months before the tour. We're booking the venues, putting the tickets on sale, etc. And on the day of, I arrive at the venue at 10 o'clock. Sound starts unloading and going up as normal shows do, and I stay till it's over. I'm there to make sure all the security comes up and everything is okay. Sound works, everything works. Ushers are there, so basically I have to make sure the whole venue functions. I also do the security for the hotel for Elvis. I hire the police chief and he designates. And that's my day. Then after it's over, get on the airplane with Elvis. We fly to the next town and do it again the next day. When I was young, I could do it then. I couldn't do it today.
It's stressy days. What were the biggest logistical challenges of managing a star as massive as Elvis was in the 1970s?
The logistical was, well, there wasn't anything logistical, so I would book the venues where the truck could drive, but the hardest thing was backstage security. Nobody was allowed backstage, not even the venue manager. So keeping the cops, the policemen, and the security, they always kept coming, or somebody wants to come backstage. Nope, nobody backstage, because when Elvis come in, he didn't want to see anybody he didn't know. So that was basically one of the hardest things.
Okay. How difficult was it to maintain security and order when thousands of passionate fans tried to get close to Elvis? Was it very difficult?
Impossible. But I would put the policemen in the aisle with their back to Elvis if there was an aisle coming to the stage. And I said, no matter what you hear, don't turn around. Now, don't forget, I looked like a drug dealer hippie back then. And the policemen are yeah, right, we know what we're doing. The moment that first scarf and the first row goes up to get him, he looks around, then they run plumb over him. Then you have a mob, then we have to clear them back. So that happened all the time.
Okay. Yeah. From your perspective backstage, how did Elvis prepare mentally and physically before stepping on stage?
He was only in the building for 10 to 15 minutes max before he went on. Straight to the dressing room. I guess they'd fix his hair or whatever. And I'm out getting the security ready for him. And then he goes straight on, then straight back to the car and out before the lights are turned on. So he's not there very much, you know.
Okay. Is there one particular concert or moment that still stands out in your memory as truly unforgettable?
About a concert?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. I will not name the town, but one of the policemen wanted his wife to get a scarf. And I said, I can't allow one lady to go down there and get a scarf. You have 10,000 others that want it too. Well, we're over here in the dark on the side, and next thing I know, there's a gun in my rib.
Oh.
Policeman. He said, I want my wife to have a scarf. I said, go at it, you know, let her go. But he actually pulled a gun on me. I've never had that happen before.
And after? Okay. How did Elvis interact with the tour crew? Was he more like a boss, a colleague, or a friend?
There was very little reaction. I mean, when he came in, the band was just getting ready to go on stage. Because he wasn't there 10, 15 minutes. And there was no really interaction with him at all.
Okay. Elvis tours were known for their scale and professionalism. Did he or the team introduce any innovations of touring that were ahead of their time?
Well, the sound systems were the best that was at the time, Clair Brothers and Showco. But if you remember, in the 50s when he worked, there was no monitors. Elvis never heard himself when he was working in the 50s. He didn't hear himself till he started touring with us to that monitor. That's the first time he ever heard his own voice. So we had the best there was.
Yeah. You can hear it at the records, for example, Aloha from Hawaii or the recorded concerts. Did you ever feel that Elvis carried on overwhelming pressure to perform, and how did you see him cope with that?
No, Elvis was at his best. That's what he lived for, was to perform. I mean, the pressure, but he did worry every night, did the fans enjoy the show? He always worried about his fans. But when he was on the stage, you know, it's only 1 hour a day, but he was always concerned about the fans. And that was his life. He loved performing.
Okay. People saw Elvis as a larger-than-life figure. From your perspective, what was something about him that the public rarely got to see?
Well, I have to agree, he was larger than life. I was an Elvis fan growing up, but his charisma, I think, is when he first steps on the stage, every camera, like, you know, they were flash cubes back then, lit up the whole place. The electricity that was in the air when the lights go out and the 2001 starts will never be recreated. It was just magical.
Okay. Elvis' motto, taking care of business, we see this beautiful bracelet, became iconic. What did TCB mean for the team on a practical everyday basis and for you in person?
You have to take care of business.
Okay.
No matter what it is, take care of the business.
Okay. A simple message. Okay. Was there moments on tour when things almost fell apart, logistically, emotionally, or otherwise? And how did you handle those situations?
Well, the only thing that almost fell apart was my fault. Okay. We played a show at I can't remember which city. I always went to the city in advance. Hired the policeman, did this and did that. And the day of the show, I asked the venue manager, well, where's the policeman that we met with? Well, you didn't say you hired them. What do you mean? They didn't have any police for security. I said, well, we can't do a show without security. So we got on the phone and got as many off-duty policemen and private security guys to pull the show off. But it was close. I mean, I know I hired the people. They just didn't follow through. But that would have been, you can't do Elvis without security around the stage.
And you can't imagine this today, you know, even. Okay. Looking back today, what did working with Elvis Presley teach you professionally and personally?
Elvis and the Colonel taught me that you don't have to be have all the groupies backstage or all the catering and all the demands that everybody else had. Elvis didn't have any demands for food or drink, and it was he appreciated everybody, and it was I'll use the word cookie cutter for every show, but he was very respectful, and it was I'm not going to say it was easy, but I don't know, it was it's just one of the best shows I've ever worked with, and I worked with a lot. But I learned that if you give your word, honor it, because they honored their word.
Okay. What do you think made Elvis concerts so unique, and why do they continue to fascinate audiences even decades later? We saw it yesterday. We will see it this evening.
You know, that's a good question. After he passed, I started doing something else, and all of a sudden someone introduced me to the ETA world, which in my my thought was, that's the estimated time of arrival. I had, oh, what are you talking about? So I went to see a few, and boy, I said, these guys are good. But that, to me, this is what's keeping his legacy alive today, and I appreciate it.
Okay. If you could share one final thought or message about who Elvis truly was behind the legend, what would it be?
What an honor it was to work with the greatest entertainer of all time. Of all people in the entire world, it's like I tripped and fell into a gold mine or whatever to be chosen to do what I did. I was so fortunate, and I'm blessed today. Look at me, I'm over here in Germany telling my stories. I mean, to me, Elvis still is living on. And I guarantee you, Elvis and the Colonel are up there looking down and says, we would never have believed it, you know. Because he did ask, do you think they're going to remember me when I'm gone? Well, the only answer to that is, duh.
Okay. Did you manage only the tours within the cities, or even the Las Vegas shows also?
No, I didn't have to do anything in Las Vegas, but I would go to Vegas and sit with the Colonel and book another tour.
Okay. So I asked the question because last week there came a concert out on a record, which was the closing show in Las Vegas, 1974, 2nd of September. It was a crazy show. Elvis was angry and emotional. Did you witness this show?
No, but my wife did. I didn't go. With all due respect, if I didn't have to work an Elvis show, I didn't go to one because I did so many. But my wife was at that show. But you know, bless his heart, you know. And just to let people know what Elvis was all about, the last night of the show in Las Vegas, he did 3 shows, not 2. The third show, 100% of all the proceeds went to the employees of the hotel.
Okay. And what for the German fans is interesting, did you get bookings for Europe or Germany? Because people always say the Colonel didn't want this. Is this true, or is it a legend?
It's not true. We were coming to England. I had reservations to go to book Wembley Arena, not the stadium. For the first time, they had 7 days in a row open. We were coming. So the Colonel, he didn't stop Elvis from doing it. And so that, you know, he never ever said no. It was just a matter of time, and when the time is right, we'll go do it when Elvis felt like it. So we were coming.
Okay, that's very interesting. That's an interesting answer from you. I would like to ask you about Aloha from Hawaii. You were?
I didn't go there.
You didn't go there. Okay.
And the reason I didn't go there, and it's also with the Houston Rodeo, those venues took care of everything themselves. When they sold it, I didn't have to. I could have. They said, "You want to go?" I wanted to go home and be with my family. because I was out on the road 200 days a year. But if I had an opportunity to spend a day with my family, I would take it. And do I regret it? Not really, because, your family comes first.
Were you at the Market Square Arena, Indianapolis?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I was. And I'm still kicking my butt for that one. Elvis came in, and Joe Esposito came up and said, Elvis, do you have any money? Elvis needs some money. Elvis never carried money. I said, what do you need? We need $500. So I reached in, I had $536. So I gave him $500. Elvis wrote me a check for $500. So I'm thinking, well, do I have enough money for the cab? Because that's the last day I don't go with Elvis. I go to Dallas. Do I have enough money for a cab fare to the airport? I don't know. So I went to the box office and cashed that check. If I'd have kept it, that could have maybe the last check he ever wrote. So I'm still kicking my own butt.
Okay, it's understandable. And this last tour, we have the CBS TV special, and it was very, very hard to see Elvis in this shape. What was your impression when seeing him directly in this stage?
Well, his physical shape, I mean, that's, first of all, when you get older, your body does change. But his voice didn't. He was still good. And the audience and the girls, nobody cared. But he still gave his all, and he did a good performance.
Okay, Charles, thank you very much. It was very, very interesting, this interview. And what you could tell, I think you're one of the most interesting guests ever been here to Bad Nauheim. Yeah, for me, I'm a musician fan, and I like this tour stuff, and so don't like the girl stories that much. I find this very much more interesting. Thank you for taking the time for this interview.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here.
And have nice 2 days, maybe you stay 2 days.
You come to my show today?
Yeah, of course.
Learn some more.
Okay. I'm very interested. So thank you very much.
You like that, huh?